The Man Cave.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Man Cave, back at it again here with Juster for another reaction. Today, last time we did Batman, got some insane clips of Batman being a savage, so now we're going to go on over to Marvel and check out some of Spider-Man's most ridiculously overpowered moments. This is by Comics Explained is the channel, so go ahead, show them some love, go check out the video for yourself. We'll leave a link in the description below so y'all can go do that, so we're not just taking their content or nothing.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's check this out. And this is going to be like from the comics and shit, so they're like, to me, when it comes to the movies, you see a character, they're like, oh, they get pretty powerful, but in the comics, they're already up here. like fucking Thor in the comics has beat several other gods and shit already. Like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, let's go.
Al from the YouTube channel Comic Pop. Rob asked me to stop by and talk about some of the most OP moments in Spider-Man history, and I was more than happy to oblige, so let's jump into them. The first one I want to talk about is from Amazing Spider-Man number 328, written by David Michelinie with art by Todd McFarlane. This one is fun because it's in the middle of two separate events. The first one is the Marvel-centric event Acts of Vengeance, while the other is the Captain Universe saga of Spider-Man's adventures. So the setup here is that in Acts of Vengeance, the supervillains all got together and traded superheroes. So in the beginning of this story, Sebastian Shaw of the Hellfire Club has been tasked with defeating Spider-Man. But rather than get his hands dirty, he decides to hire the Incredible Hulk to take care of the job for him. Luckily for Shaw, the Incredible Hulk was in his gray Mr. Fix-It phase, which means he was more than willing to get his hands dirty for a dishonest buck. Hulk goes to New York City and starts tearing things up, which does get the attention of Spider-Man and results in a little bit of a fight. Spider-Man displays an increased augmented strength due to the Captain Universe ability, which catches the Hulk by surprise. At this point, Bruce Banner's personality starts to leak through, so the Hulk decides to...
Basically, in this example, Spider-Man currently has, like, extra, like, cosmic powers or something that's giving him a boost to his abilities. Which, I don't know, to me, that's not the character being overpowered, that's the character being powered up.
Yeah.
So, like, of course he's gonna do some crazy shit. But we'll still check it out. We'll still see what happens.
Table this fight for another day. He names the time and the place and then takes off. Round 2 results in an even bigger fight on Roosevelt Island until some kids wind up walking in the crossfire. Spider-Man, desperate to keep them safe, lands an uppercut on the Incredible Hulk, knocking him into orbit? Using another newfound Captain Universe power, Spider-Man flies out to meet the Incredible Hulk in orbit and returns him safely back to Earth. Grateful for not being left to die in the cold vacuum of space, the Hulk calls off the job and then moves on, leaving Spider-Man to wonder just what in the heck is going on around here. But that's a story for another time. For sucker punching the Hulk into space and mitigating his temper, not to mention a knockdown drag-out fight that is super cool to look at because of McFarlane's pencils, I would say this counts as an epic OP moment for Spider-Man. This next OP moment requires no augmentation, just straight up spider powers from Amazing Spider-Man number 270, Spider-Man vs. Firelord. Written by Tom DeFalco with art by Ron Frenz, former Herald of Galactus.
I'm gonna pause it again. He's saying that he had no augmentation. He's wearing the symbiote suit. That is an augmentation. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
That, like, doesn't it at least, like, double his strength and shit?
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to nitpick, but you're saying without augmentation, Black Suit is very clearly an augmentation.
And infused with the power cosmic, Firelord is given the entire Avengers team a run for their money. In an earlier story, Firelord had been humiliated by Spider-Man taking his staff away from him and throwing it into the East River. And so Firelord returns to Earth to get revenge on Spider-Man. This entire issue is one huge fight scene, where Firelord throws everything he's got at Spider-Man, and Spider-Man desperately trying either to get away or rescue civilians who are caught in harm's way. The entire first half of the fight is just Spider-Man jumping out of the way of Firelord's blasts. Eventually, the fight leads to a construction site where crews are about to demo a huge building. Spider-Man narrowly escapes, leaving Firelord inside before a crew member decides to level the entire building. Enraged by the attempt on his life by pathetic humans, Firelord fires wildly from his staff. A stray blast blows up a gas station and levels an entire city block of abandoned buildings. Desperate, humbled, and out of ideas, Spider-Man decides to take on Firelord head-on. In a blinding flurry of speed, strength, and ability, Spider-Man attacks Firelord from all sides, desperate to keep Firelord at bay until the civilians can escape and maybe some help can arrive. Until Captain America's hand on Spider-Man's shoulder indicates that he's won, and Firelord is down. This one's OP because Spider-Man single-handedly defeats a Herald of Galactus. This next one's fun because it's very silly. It comes from Silver Surfer number 14 and involves the Silver Surfer feeling sorry for himself and flying around New York City. And it was produced by Stan Lee and John Buscema. Spider-Man's on his way home when he accidentally snags a web line onto the Silver Surfer's passing board. There's a bit of a mid-air tussle before Spider-Man plummets to the ground. Not wanting to kill the poor schlub, the Silver Surfer fires a blast of power cosmic at the fire hydrant below. The sudden geyser of water cushions Spider-Man's fall, but bruises his ego. An enraged Spider-Man gives chase to Silver Surfer, and what follows is an epic rooftop fight across the city. The National Guard becomes involved, attacking the Silver Surfer with reckless abandon. Ultimately, Silver Surfer saves a little boy who was caught in the crossfire. Spider-Man learns a lesson about, I don't know, judging a book by its cover or something. For me, it's OP because Spider-Man went toe-to-toe with the Silver Surfer and walked away with nary a scratch. This one is a...
Okay, I gotta talk about this. He basically got into a street brawl with Silver Surfer, and barely anything happened.
Yeah, that's
damn.
there.
And keep in mind that was without the stupid universe powers or the black suit. Like, damn. Okay. My question is, how the fuck was he able to keep up with him?
Yeah.
Because for people that don't know, Silver Surfer's like, besides the crazy people with like combined powers from different heroes, like just straight up under their own power, Silver Surfer's like the third fastest character in the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm. And
I know that people are going to be like, oh, well, this character with this is more... Yes, other characters that have powers stacked are obviously going to be faster, but I'm just saying, under their own power, he's one of the fastest. That's fucking crazy, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what we got? Oh, no, I think this
classic, because it comes from Amazing Spider-Man #1, and this fight is featured on the cover, written, of course, by Stan Lee with art by Steve Ditko. Unable to cash checks from his wrestling career, while also wanting to live up to that power and responsibility thing from Uncle Ben, he decides to audition to work for the Fantastic Four. For a salary, of course. Unable to break into their private elevator, he decides to go the more conventional route, through the window, which triggers their high-tech super science security system. Once he gets through that, though, the real fight begins, as he takes a major punch from the Thing to the face. He tosses the Thing like an action figure onto the Human Torch, and then webs up Mr. Fantastic's gigantic elastic hand. The Invisible Girl goes invisible and attempts to sneak up on him with a lasso for some reason, which triggers Spider-Man's spider sense. He winds up using the lasso against her and spins her like a top. Suddenly, the Human Torch encircles Spider-Man in a ring of flame, which Spider-Man easily leaps out of. Spider-Man's plan was to bide his time until Human Torch's flame went down, but Mr. Fantastic puts a stop to the fight and asks what exactly is going on here. They reveal they're a non-profit organization, which Spider-Man scoffs at and leaves disappointed. He picks apart the entire Fantastic Four one by one, and while Human Torch does give him a run for his money, I have no doubt Spider-Man would have figured out a way to put him out. And finally, in one of the most OP...
He just watched the entire Fantastic Four. Bro, he literally straight up showed up in their crib, beat the shit out of them, and then just said, okay, deuces.
Yeah, you guys are gonna beat me, I'm out.
That's like some... Dude, that is some like Deadpool levels of disrespect right there. God damn. Fuck, man.
Displays I've ever seen in continuity, Spider-Man picks apart the entire X-Men. And yes, even Wolverine. Written by Jim Shooter with art by Mike Zeck, in Secret Wars #3, select members of the supervillain and superhero community have been sequestered on a far distant planet known as Battleworld. Magneto is off on his own, and the X-Men are musing whether they should join him because humanity will never accept them. Which seems kind of self-defeating, but what do I know? Spider-Man hears only the last few moments of the conversation and drops in to stop them from turning coat on his superhero comrades. Or so he thinks. He drops through the skylight and in one move with both hands he takes out Cyclops and Professor X. Spider-Man webs Colossus' face before he can clobber him and Rogue to a nearby pipe, keeping her from flying by. He outmaneuvers Nightcrawler and douses him in a heaping pile of webs, and just before Wolverine can get the drop on him, Spider-Man literally just backhands him across the room. Spider-Man leaps out of the way of Cyclops' concussive blasts and makes his escape. Unfortunately for Spider-Man, Professor X comes to and removes the entire altercation from Spider-Man's mind. Look, he takes out 5 members of the X-Men before Professor X mind whammies him, so I'd say that's pretty OP. And that concludes some...
Can we talk about the fact that he backhanded Wolverine for a second? Goddamn.
Jeez.
And from the way it was written and drawn, he basically did all that shit in like 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
And he said he took about the entire X-Men, like, not really, but The 5 he took out were some of the 5 strongest X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck. He took out Rogue, Colossus, Professor X, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine in like 10 seconds. Bro, Spider-Man's OP. And the thing I love about this is, keep in mind, the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, neither one of those he had the black suit or powers. That's just him. Like, and the thing people don't realize about Spider-Man in all these movies and stuff, like, when you see him beating up street-level thugs, that to him is like he's punching, like, as hard as he thinks a baby would hit. Because if he goes any harder, he will literally kill them because of how strong he is.
Yeah.
Like, they're in one comic, he can lift a fucking building if he wanted to. So anytime he's beating up street thugs, that's like, he could deliver the force of an entire punch by flicking them if he wanted to. Like, that's fucking insane, though. And, like, that's one thing about the games, though, that I don't like is, like, the games are cool. Like, don't get me wrong, the new Sony Spider-Man game was fucking phenomenal, and I can't wait for the next one, but they never let you have Spider-Man's true power. Like, on there, you'll fight a robot or some shit, and you're like, oh, you have to disconnect the wires on the back. I'm like, I'm fucking Spider-Man. I could throw this motherfucker if I wanted to.
Yep.
But they don't let you do that. But you could. Spider-Man could do that. But the games, I don't know, they just don't want you to have fun because apparently, for game's sake, Spider-Man being that strong don't make sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, this was a lot of fun. This shit's fucking crazy. There's probably even more shit he's done, but I don't know. I like this video. Go check out this channel. It's Comics Explained. We're probably gonna check out some more videos from them if they have other stuff like this. Like, it'd be cool to see like Thor's most powerful moments or some shit.
Yeah.
Because what I like about this is that they went way back to like the old comics. It wasn't just all the new shit. Mm-hmm. I really respect that. That's cool that somebody's actually going back through the archives of all the old stuff that they used to publish. But anyway, this has been the Man Cave, Luke the Caveman with
Jester.
Peace.